Russia and India are rewriting the trade playbook. In a historic first, Russian coal has made its way to India via Iran, utilizing the International North-South Transport Corridor, or INSTC. This new trade route stretches 7,200 kilometers from St. Petersburg to Mumbai, combining railways, roads, and seaports. This development marks a significant shift in global trade dynamics, especially in light of Western sanctions on Russia. By rerouting goods through the Middle East and Asia, Russia aims to strengthen ties with new markets, bypassing traditional European routes. In a historic first for the Indo-Russian relationship, a shipment of Russian coal has arrived in India through Iran via the International North-South Transport Corridor, INSTC. Russia's National Railway Company announced that 2 coal-laden trains were shipped to India along this new corridor, passing through Iran. The trains departed from the Kemerovo region and traveled through Kazakhstan and Turkmenistan to the Iranian port of Bandar Abbas. The INSTC is a multimodal route connecting St. Petersburg to the port of Mumbai in India, covering 7,200 kilometers, 4,500 miles, and comprising railways, road networks, and seaports. This corridor is part of Russia's efforts to establish new transportation routes in response to Western sanctions, which have redirected Moscow's goods from Europe to the Middle East and Asia. The INSTC project, initially agreed upon by Russia, Iran, and India in 2002, has gained momentum due to these sanctions and New Delhi's promotion of the corridor as an alternative to China's Belt and Road Initiative. According to Russian railways, shipping by the INSTC from Russia to India takes about 23 days, significantly less time than the 45 days required via the Suez Canal. The coal will be transported by sea from the port of Bandar Abbas in Iran to the port of Mumbai in India. India, which has dismissed calls to impose sanctions on Russia, has increased its energy imports from Moscow following Russia's invasion of Ukraine. India relies heavily on coal for electricity production, despite efforts to boost renewable energy initiatives. Earlier, Russian President Vladimir Putin stated that Moscow aims to establish regular freight shipping lines and ensure interconnectivity across the INSTC. Over the next 7 years, the volume of products shipped via the INSTC is expected to nearly triple. Putin has also proposed a logistics hub for the corridor along the African coast. This recent coal delivery follows India's plans to import coking coal from Russia and other Central Asian countries via Iran's Chahabar port, expected to begin in the financial year 2025. Currently, Russian coal reaches India via the Red Sea route. However, a new study has found that Indian imports of Russian coal have declined. Data from coal consultant Bigmint showed a decrease in Indian imports of Russian coal during the 3 months ending in May, while US shipments increased. Traders attributed this to Russian supplies becoming less competitive. Russia's total coal exports to India during this period fell by 22.4% compared to the previous year, reaching 6.76 million metric tons. Conversely, US exports to India increased by 14.4% to 6.68 million tons. The primary cause of India's reduction in Russian coal imports was a 67% annual drop in thermal coal shipments, mainly used for electricity generation. Meanwhile, purchases of steelmaking grades, including anthracite, coking coal, and pulverized coal injection, PCI coal, increased. Despite new Western sanctions on Russia after the Ukraine war, India has become Russia's second-largest coal market after China. However, thermal coal from Russia became less attractive without smaller discounts amid a decline in global prices. While Russian coal supply to China saw a record increase due to reduced exports to India, US thermal coal shipments to India rose by 21.6% during the 3 months ending May 31st, compared to the same period last year, accounting for 9.2% of Indian imports. However, the US share of India's coking coal imports decreased from 16% to 13.5%. According to Big Mint data, Russia's share of India's seaborne market for steelmaking feed increased by 44% year over year to 13.9% of coking coal imports. But its share of India's thermal coal imports fell to 3.2% from 8.8%. Russia remained the primary supplier of nearly all of India's imports of other steelmaking grades, including PCI and anthracite. According to Big Mint data, Russia's share of India's seaborne market for steelmaking coal surged by 44% year over year. Though its thermal coal imports fell, Russia remains a key player in supplying various steelmaking grades to India. Russia-India Commodity Relations Overview. The commodity trade between Russia and India encompasses a wide range of sectors, including energy, defense, agriculture, and minerals. This trade relationship has been bolstered by their strategic partnership and efforts to diversify their economic engagements. Energy, oil and gas. Russia is a significant supplier of oil and natural gas to India. Indian companies have invested in Russian oil and gas fields, such as the Sakhalin-1 project. In recent years, India's oil imports from Russia have increased, especially as Western sanctions on Russia have prompted Moscow to redirect exports to Asian markets. Coal. India imports both thermal and coking coal from Russia. The use of the International North-South Transport Corridor, INSTC, has recently facilitated these imports, reducing transportation time and costs. Nuclear energy. Russia is a key partner in India's nuclear energy sector. The Kudankulam nuclear power plant in Tamil Nadu, built with Russian assistance, is a notable example. Further collaboration in this area includes agreements for additional reactors and nuclear fuel supply. Defense. Military equipment. Russia has been a major supplier of military hardware to India. This includes advanced systems like the S-400 missile defense system, fighter jets, submarines, and tanks. Joint ventures. There are several joint ventures for the production of defense equipment, including the BrahMos missile, which is a product of collaboration between India's DRDO and Russia's NPO Mashinostroyenia. Agriculture. Fertilizers. Russia is one of the main suppliers of potash and other fertilizers to India. This is critical for India's agriculture sector, which relies heavily on imports for these essential inputs. Grains. India imports grains such as wheat and pulses from Russia, contributing to its food security. Minerals and metals. Diamonds. Russia, particularly through its company, Alrosa, is a significant supplier of rough diamonds to India. These diamonds are then cut and polished in India's extensive diamond processing industry. Other minerals. Trade in other minerals, such as nickel, aluminum, and copper, is also part of the commodity exchange between the two countries. Pharmaceuticals and chemicals. Pharmaceuticals. Indian pharmaceutical companies have a strong presence in Russia, exporting generic drugs and other medical products. This trade is crucial given the high demand for affordable medicines in Russia. Chemicals. There is significant trade in chemicals, including petrochemicals, between the two countries. Indian companies export various chemicals to Russia, supporting its industrial sector. Recent developments. Western sanctions and realignments. Western sanctions on Russia have led to increased trade between Russia and India, particularly in the energy sector. India has taken advantage of discounted Russian oil and coal, enhancing its energy security. International North-South Transport Corridor, INSTC. The INSTC has facilitated more efficient trade routes between Russia and India, significantly impacting the flow of commodities, particularly coal and other bulk goods. Increased trade in coking. Coal. India's recent focus on importing more coking coal from Russia for its steel industry highlights the growing commodity trade between the two countries. Conclusion: the commodity trade between Russia and India is a critical component of their bilateral relations, encompassing energy, defense, agriculture, minerals, and more. The strategic partnership and evolving geopolitical landscape continue to shape and expand this trade relationship. This milestone not only underscores the growing Indo-Russian partnership, but also signals a strategic move in the global trade chessboard. Please subscribe and stay tuned for more updates on this evolving story.